is its regional branding, but we talked about that. Let's see. Okay, so we're going to be doing some open house role playing today. My screen is still cracked, so you're just going to get a lot of really good dialogue from this. Can I just hand this to you? You know what we'll do? We'll set it up somewhere. We'll lean it on something, and that way people can just listen. They're not here, so they don't get the full experience. That's what's up. All right, you know what we'll do? That's what I did yesterday. Just grab this thing, and you know what? If we don't use this, we're dumb. Okay. And adapt and overcome. All right. All right. Okay. Okay. Good morning. Okay. So I apologize for being late this morning, guys. The big thing that we're going to start doing is we're just going to jump into open house role playing. Who here has never held an open house? Okay. So one guy. And then, are you new? Okay. When did you get licensed? Not licensed yet. Right on. Wow. I'm going to save you so much time and energy. Okay. And then you?
Yeah, I haven't held one.
You haven't held one either?
I've
Okay.
been a part of one, but I've never held one.
When did you get licensed?
2 weeks ago.
This is the good stuff right here. Like getting prepared before you actually show up to start working on day one. That's what I was doing, which is why I had such a good first month. You have to be prepared walking in, and there's no reason not to educate yourself when getting started. So here we go. So most time when people walk into an open house, has anybody taken my open house role-playing class before? You have?
Yeah.
You have as well? Okay, so do you remember anything about it?
Yeah, and actually I did some stuff last weekend.
Yes.
Because kind of where I lose people, like my problem is conversion. Like I'm really good at rapport.
Can I? You got to get comfortable on camera, girl. Let's do it. Come on. Are you sure? Okay, I'll just put it right here. Okay, well, I'm going to just ask you to speak up so that everybody hears you. We have several people in the class that took the class last time, and they're talking about their results.
Okay, so kind of historically my breakdown is conversion. I
Yes.
tend to wear like the buddy badge. I
Yes.
do rapport really well. I can talk to anybody from manufactured home to whatever.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the clothes, and I feel like I'm making them sell their plasma, right? So
Yes.
I didn't look up, right?
You didn't look up.
I didn't look up, and I reiterated all the stuff, like, okay, this is what we're doing. This is the most. It wasn't even necessary. I just needed to do the exercise.
Yes.
Get to the bottom of it. Okay, so I think I asked for the phone number,
Yeah.
right? And then I said, can I text you at that number? And I got all the information.
Yes.
And it was great. No sign in, no cheesy. The seller wants me for security purposes. That's such.
Yeah, nobody wants to hear the seller for security purposes wants you to sign in to the open house because it's a lie.
Yeah.
No, and like starting off that, hey guys, good morning. Starting off that, good morning, Joseph Onello. Starting off that relationship with that is difficult to recover from.
So it worked. And by not looking up and getting I shouldn't do this to them, which is, you know what I mean? I just didn't even went right by it.
So your conversion skyrocketed.
Well, it was 1 for 1.
1 for 1.
Right.
That's 1,000%, right? Good. Who else took you took the class, and you told me that you had some very real results.
Yes.
Do you mind if I put you on camera? Okay, I won't do it either. Okay, so tell me about your last year before taking the class.
At the time that I met you, I had one listing.
One listing.
Yeah, and it was a short sale.
Yes.
So we didn't know what was happening with that. Since then, I am now sitting at 7.
7 listings. What was the major takeaway that changed everything?
The open house techniques, matter of fact, I just called around, and if it didn't have an open house where I want it to be, I would just call an agent.
Yep.
And just practicing those techniques. Some of it you forget, and you kind of, like you said, you got to get used to it. But just trying not to look up and ask the questions, and not following them around, doing that cheese mode. This is the bathroom.
This is the bathroom.
Yeah.
These are plantation shutters. Yeah.
Exactly. And then also just other things that we talked about that day as far as, getting on the phones.
Getting on the phones. There's no path to success that does not lead through hard work, period. Mm-hmm. So she went from taking 1 listing all year to taking 6 more listings in the last month since I talked to you.
Yeah.
It's the real deal, right? That's no lies. And you're a veteran.
Yes, I am.
You put it to work.
Absolutely.
Okay, and then you're not licensed yet.
No.
so I'm not going to ask you about your conversion. So this is the long and short of it. I'm going to give you the shortest version of this class that I've ever given anyone so that we can all jump in and just start role-playing with each other. I don't believe that you should ever have anyone sign into an open house. I believe that it starts off the relationship with them putting their hands up, and if you pay attention to body language, they don't, like this is like, I'm not interested. And if you start off that relationship immediately with them backing away from you physically, you're doing something wrong. You have to lead with value. What are the ways that we lead with value? You guys remember the 3? Taxes?
Okay.
Or no, there's 2 big ones. What's the other one?
A list of homes in the area.
List of homes in the area. Joseph Onello, handsome schmantsome. And then the third one is for moms. What's important to moms? Schools. That's right. List of houses that they can see now that's available. Schools and taxes. Does anybody feel confident enough in the tax script to repeat what it was from last time?
I need a little work on that one.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Can I ask one question? I feel like I kind of am jumping into the middle. So where did you teach this before?
I taught this at the RERC, which is the Real Estate Resource
Okay,
Center.
yeah. I know that. Okay.
Yeah, so we got, oh, and you know what? We taught them all over the Western United States with Zach Bach, and we're going to be teaching it again live on Facebook on January 30th and in here in this room. And we're going to be teaching all 3 breakdowns, which is how you went from 1 listing to 6 more listings in a month, and then how you increased your conversion from maybe not getting that 1 to getting the 1 just because of not looking up at the right time. So if somebody walks into your open house, you don't have them sign in, you lead with value. If they're not getting value, they say that they don't have an agent, it just means they want you to shut up. That's all that means. If they legitimately have an agent, still offer value. Because all we're doing is helping out the agent community and helping out the buyer that's out looking anyway, right? So here's the open house script. So you welcome them in, say, hey, come on in, here's the stats on the house, here's an agent flyer, here's this. They walk in, they do their thing, and then when they come back, because we don't follow them around the house, we say, so what'd you think? It wasn't exactly what we were looking for. So it's whatever it is, it's 99% of the time, it's you get like a weird noise, right? And then when you get the weird noise, you go, it wasn't exactly what you guys are looking for. Just like that. Wasn't exactly what you guys are looking for. Your job is not to sell that house. It is to sell a house to someone. If you try to sell a house, you will not sell anything. Your job, the people make up their mind in the first 15 seconds whether or not they want to buy a house. If you try to push something on someone, they want to work with someone else. So your job is to have 7 or 8 other agents that are holding other open houses, pointing to you, and you're pointing to them. You don't even have to be on the same team. All we're doing is providing value to the buyer community in our community, okay? So what'd you think? Okay, wasn't exactly what you guys were looking for. No. Great. Too many times people try to sell them on that house. Don't do it. Wasn't exactly what you guys were looking for. What's up, handsome? And then they start giving you things. Find out the compelling reason. Are they downsizing? Are they upsizing? Are they relocating? Okay? Get the price, get the area. Don't get caught up in the lending side of things, and don't get caught up in the listing side of things. That will come later after you get the information. All it is, so what'd you think? I don't know. Who wants to role play with me? You want to do it, Onello? Sure. Okay, so I'm going to have my notepad. I'm going to show you guys this one time, and then we're going to start role playing because this is about working. It is not about doing the class. Okay? Feel free to go live on Facebook. Feel free to record it. Feel free to hit the memo thing. Whatever you guys need to do so that you guys remember this script, feel free to do it. And I would love it if we could get like all the bodies up, because we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people in here, and we posted about this class yesterday. So that's fantastic. So let's bring it in. Let's have some community. Okay, so what'd you think?
I mean, it's a little too big for what we're looking for, but
okay.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank
A
you.
little bit too much for you guys, huh?
Yeah.
You guys got a big family?
No, it's really just my wife and I, and we have a small daughter. But,
Okay. So you're downsizing.
yeah.
Okay. So are you guys? So it's just you and your wife and your daughter. Are you guys looking for like a 3-bedroom house or single story?
Well, I mean, it doesn't really matter, single story or not, but yeah.
See, what he's doing is he's trying to blow me off, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep him in here and I'm going to keep him talking for a second. And if he really makes a hard way out for the door, then I've got a million different things that I could go to in my freaking arsenal, right? Because we talked about how we provide value, okay? So feel free to treat me exactly the way that somebody would treat you.
Sure.
Okay, because I'm
That's
gonna.
why I'm doing it.
Okay, all right. So okay, so you guys are downsizing, looking for like a 3-bedroom single story. Are you tied down to this area in particular? Or are you guys open to Murrieta, Temecula, Menifee? We're gonna be in Winchester.
No, I mean, yeah.
Because that's my stomping grounds.
Okay. Well, I mean, this area is good. I mean, we like the schools.
But you're not tied down to it,
No.
right? Are your kids? Are they currently in Temecula School District?
Yeah.
Okay, now notice I didn't say, where do your kids go to school? Because that's creepy for a middle-aged white dude to ask, right? Okay, so what did I ask? How did I find out where his kids go to school?
Are they the local area?
Assuming, right? Assuming that they're local. Because then what happens is I find out if they're local, and if they're not, they're relocating, and what do I also want to do? Sell that house, right? Okay, because it's just going to make it easier for them, and it's just going to make it easier for me. So are they currently in Temecula School District?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
okay.
down in Temecula.
Are you guys looking to keep them in the same schools, or are you guys open to just about any
I mean, we
school?
would hope so. But,
Okay, cool. And then what price you guys comfortable keeping it under?
I was trying to stay under 4.
Hey, you know what? For everything that you described to me, this is when you validate their price back to them if it's reasonable. Is it reasonable to get a single-story house with 3 bedrooms in Winchester for under $400,000? Yes, this is not a purple unicorn, right? The purple unicorn is that fake thing that doesn't exist that you have to get prepared for. This dude's reasonable, right? Okay, so you guys are looking for. So at this point, I know enough to go into the close script, right? Okay, so where has my binder been up until now?
In your hand.
In my hand, right? Have I been looking up at him every 2 seconds and writing down everything that he's saying? No, because that's when what happens? You get all those inaudibles that mean, don't write down my information. I'm not going to work with you. So what I do is, at this point, I have what I need. Okay, so you guys are looking for a single story with at least 3 bedrooms for you, and then repeat back to him the things that are important for you and your daughter, right? For you and your daughter. And this would have been a good thing for me in hindsight, because what do all people have? Kids and dogs, right? And I would say, this would have been a good thing for me to ask earlier, because then I could repeat his value system back to him. I would have said, oh, so you got a little girl. Do you guys have any pets, any dogs or anything like that? You know, a little bit of yard?
Yeah, we have a little dog, yeah.
A little dog. Cool. I'm getting more information. I'm finding more about them. Okay? They need a place for that dog to do what? Run around. And she hit it. Women always get this. Pee. They need a place for that dog to pee. If it is a hard-scaped backyard, it looks like a piss puddle, okay? And it stinks in Winchester. So what you want to do is you want to find out for them if they have a place for their dog to pee. Okay, so the closing script, and I'm going to do it real. We've got 24 people watching live organically. What's up, Zach Bach? My partner, Zach Bach, Serpa team. So I go. All right, so I take out the pen. What am I doing? Presumptive close, right? Okay, so you guys are looking for a single story with at least 3 bedrooms for you, your wife, your daughter, and your little dog. And you guys would preferably like to keep it in Temecula School District. You want to keep it under $400,000. What's a good email for me to send these listings to?
I'm not really looking for. I mean, I'm not really ready right now. We're probably.
You know what's interesting? That never happens. If you get someone to talk to you for 10 minutes and you presumptive close them, they're going to give you your email. But if he says, no, I'm not really ready, awesome, even better. Because what do I have in my hand? What do I have right here? The 75 closest listings, right? That are green tabbed for vacant go direct, that are blue tabbed for pool, that are organized by price, that are yellow tabbed for single story, that are red tabbed for notice of default, foreclosure, short sale. All the things that people want. Welcome to my trap, Joseph Onello. I'm just kidding. Okay, so what you do is you say, hey, I've got this. Hey, I'm not really ready yet. Hey, I totally understand. You guys are out looking at open houses all day? You guys doing an open house circuit?
We just swung by because I saw all the signs and we've been thinking about it.
But this isn't your first time in an open house, brother. I can tell by the way you're talking to me. You don't want to do it.
No, we've been to open houses.
You've been open. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying, man. You've been freaking doing the circuit for a bit. You look tired. Come here.
No.
Come here.
No.
I will do this to somebody. I will offer another grown man a hug in my open house. just to make things a little bit uncomfortable and warm them up, okay? I will do it, right, Zach Bach? Okay, come here, brother. Come on, bring it in. Oh, I'm going to take such good care of you. Okay, so listen, I know what you're looking for. I actually have so you were looking for a single-story house, 3 bedrooms. Within 5 miles of this location, I know of 3, because this is your job. Your job is to study your inventory, right? Otherwise, why would anyone want to work with you? I know of 3 listings that fit that criteria that are actually under $350,000. Are you guys open to like short sales or foreclosures or anything like that? If it could save you some money?
Yeah.
Do we want to do short sales and foreclosures? No, we don't really want to do short sales and foreclosures. And is it really going to save them money? Maybe. You know what's going to save them money? Notice of default. Notice of default will save your clients money, even in this market. Okay? I've actually got 3 listings that fit your criteria that are within 5 miles. 3 of them are $50,000 under budget. Here, let me just pull these out. Here, and then what you do is you hand them to them. There you go. So that one's actually just right up the street here, and then I've got 2 more right here. Here, is this something that you guys would be? Check that out right there. See, that one's $345,000. It's 1,800 square feet. But it's a notice of default, so I don't know what the story's going to be on that. But this one's vacant, go direct, and quite honestly, brother, you could get a lot more for your money. These 2 right here, closer to budget, right? $375,000, $380,000, a little bit more square footage, and you start giving him these things, and then what is he? So, and this one right here, we could actually go see right after the open house at 4 o'clock. Your job at the open house is to schedule an appointment for after the open house, whether it is with someone that comes into your open house or with someone in your book of business. If you are working 11 to 3, you should have an appointment at 4, and you should have an appointment at 8:30 the next morning. If you do not, you haven't hit your goals yet. That's why I do 11 to 3 open houses. Okay, so that one we could actually go see at 4 o'clock. But is it, any of those look like something you might be interested in?
Yeah, probably this one.
Okay, cool. Would you guys want to go take a look at that at 4 o'clock today? I could shut down my open house at 3. I'm not going to shut it down for you right now.
Sure. Because
you don't trust me.
Sure.
Right hand, left shoulder. What is this doing?
Reassuring.
What it is it's a power grab. I'm not kidding you. You can do this with one person. You could make him feel just for a second like you're his dad. Okay? Hey, it's okay, brother. We're going to take good care of you. That's what dads do. Right hand, left shoulder. I am not kidding you. Don't switch it up. Brother, we're going to take good care of you. Let's go see that one at 4 o'clock. Because what happens 99 times out of 100, they get this, they want to start walking out of your open house with it. And then you get to make your inaudible noise. Those are actually my only copy. So if you want, what I could do is I could take down your email, I'll send you those listings, and then we'll go meet at this one right here at 4 o'clock, and I might be able to get you in a couple more of these. That way, we could really utilize your time so you're not driving around to houses that you don't want to buy. Let's go see 3 or 4 houses that you really want to see today at 4 o'clock. Does that sound fair? That makes sense?
We're on our way to a birthday party. So.
Okay. Hey, go to your birthday party. I don't want to rain on your guys' parade. You guys want to get out tomorrow morning at 8:30?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you these tonight so that you can show them to your wife. What's a good email for me to send these listings to?
Onello@gmail.
Tell me that wouldn't work. Tell me that wouldn't work. Get back to your closing script. What's a good email for me to send these listings to? Do not look up. This is your Wild West moment, okay? If you look up, you're going to look like a puppy dog that's desperate for an email. People will give an email to the CVS clerk for a gallon of milk and saving 33 cents, right? They will give you an email, period. Period. Okay, so Joseph Onello, okay, and then what's a good phone number for me to send these, excuse me, I forgot my own script, goodness gracious. You flustered me, sir. Okay, so what's a good email for me to send these listings to? We got it, and then we say, what's a good phone number for me to reach you at? Now, notice the intonation. Too many women sound like they're taking an order at Jamba Juice because we've gotten into our heads that that is the way that we talk in customer service. That is the way that women are supposed to talk in customer service. Bull crap. You are a powerful women. There are women that put freaking men on the moon, right? There are women that are freaking lawyers, doctors, surgeons, boss up. Sound like a boss, okay? What's a good email for me to send these listings to? Not What's a good email for me to send these listings to? Guys, don't do it to yourself. Don't do it to yourself. Men do it too, but just less often. And men, if you were a waiter at one point, or if you worked in food service like I did, you might do it too, and you might have to work on that. So a good thing that I learned from Mike Bjorkman and Michael Hellickson at Club Wealth is to put your hand up and then drop it at the end of the sentence to help work with intonation. What's a good email for me to send these listings to? What's a good phone number for me to reach you at? Can I text you this number?
Yeah.
At that moment, you look up. Because at that moment, you're going to check to see if they're telling you the truth. Can I text you this number?
Yeah.
People will Roger up at that point, okay? And then you find out if they have a house that they need to sell, okay? Not by asking, can I sell your house? Do you have a house that you need to sell? You do it by saying to them, are you guys currently renting? It encourages an affirming response in, no, I actually own my house. Or, yeah, we're renting. It doesn't feel bad. Nobody has to tell you that they lost their home, okay? And then ask them, are you guys currently working with a lender? And then don't oversell them on a lender because you already have their information, schedule the appointment, shut it down, get out the door, thank them, right? And then move on. Hey, brother, so what you do is you set up the expectations. You say, hey, Joseph, before you get in your car, come here really quick, brother. So what I want to do is I'm going to send you all these emails, or I'm going to send you these listings tonight. Look them over with your wife. If you see anything you like, feel free to mark a heart icon and go take a look. Sound good? All right, brother. Hey, I appreciate it. I'll see you guys soon. I miss you already, Joseph. Okay, so I'm not going to get too heavy into body language. I'm not going to get too heavy into how to talk to a woman versus how to talk to a man. We'll work on that. What I want to do is I want to get everyone partnered up with somebody that they're uncomfortable with. Everybody's like, I don't want to admit that I'm uncomfortable with somebody. So if you want, what I could do is I could just set it up for you. I don't want anyone that has been with Keller Williams or walked in with Onello to work with Onello or work with each other. And then you two, I don't want to work with each other. And then you two, I don't want to work with each other either. And then let's mix this all up. Everybody partner up. You ready? What's your name, sir? We've met. You were a Marine too, right? No. What's your name? Frank. Okay, cool.
Okay. Lisa, I'm Karen.
So this is what I'm going to do. Do you know this gentleman right here?
No.
Okay, you're going to work with him. You're going to work with her.
Okay.
You are going to work with her because you know what we're doing right now? We're making people uncomfortable. We're making people uncomfortable. You know what we're doing? Huh? I'll walk around and talk to people. So, hey, so this is where we start every open house script and every role playing with them. So you guys are all in a 2-story house. And the beginning is when they're walking down the stairs of that house. And remember, if somebody decides to throw a curveball at you and they say, we love it, right away you say, okay, what should we write the offer in at? And just make a joke out of it. Because the thing is they're just trying to be nice. 99 times out of 100, they don't love it. But if they do love it, who has double-ended an open house? Who? Who's done it 2 times? Who's done it 3 times? Who's done it 4 times? More than half of my team has sold an open house at the open house. We are just freaking good at it. Period. The way that you sell an open house at the open house is not to try to sell the open house at the open house. Does that make sense? Okay, let's work. They walk down the stairs. So you are an A, you are a B, A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B. A's, you are walking down the stairs right now. And then B's say,
I'm the agent.
Yep.
A's are the people walking down the stairs. They are the potential buyers. B's are the agent. And B's start off with, so, what'd you think?
What'd you think?
It was okay.
Okay, so we got a few people watching at home. Anybody that has questions, feel free to fire them away, and we will get to them eventually. What we want to do is we want to break up, get people talking about, get them into alphas and bravos. Alphas are the agents first, bravos are whatever first. It doesn't really matter. The point is you have to get people up on their feet so that their eyes don't gloss over. Know what I mean? So let's go talk to people.
We have to.
So, guys, do everything that you can to not break character and don't explain the decision. Hey, really quick, Earballs. Hey, so do everything that you can. Work hard. It is okay to feel uncomfortable. It is okay to make mistakes, but don't break character. Does that make sense? Don't explain anything or we won't learn. Okay? Rock and roll.
Looking for a dam, children?
Yeah.
What about the school district?
I don't know anything about the school districts.
Oh yeah, maybe I can show you in on some of that.
Okay, yeah, because we're moving from LA, so I don't know.
All the school districts are great out here, way better than anything in LA.
There you go.
Even the lesser ones.
Smile. That's important. It's in mirroring and matching. It's an NLP technique that he gets naturally. So give kudos when you see it so that people continue to do good things. You're doing something very fantastic, which you're bonding. You're smiling, which a lot of people don't do naturally. And you're repeating back to him his own values. The schools are great out here. Excellent job, bro. Keep going.
I would like to have.
Onello's a master. I can learn a lot of things from this guy, and I'm going to go step in and see what's up.
I would like to have an exercise room and another room for my mom to have that would just be kind of almost like her own little private living room type of thing when she's not stuck in her bedroom.
Perfect. So 2 living rooms would be perfect. Single story, kind of getting
Yeah,
space. All right.
so that we're not the kind of opposite ends of the house would be really nice. Yeah, but that's not a must. Like, just she needs her space.
He's letting her talk. Let people talk. You don't always need to be interrupting them, especially at an open house.
Under 500,000 with 2 separate living areas.
Writing down the information, not looking up.
Okay.
Yeah, but my daughter might be visiting with her husband from Idaho, so having that extra
She's
room
talking.
too.
This is great. Anytime that you can get people to talk, let them talk.
Yeah.
The only time that you don't want to let somebody talk too much at an open house is if you actually live in one of those areas where there is a mega open house and you have to learn how to triage people.
That fit. These are all single story. This one, 450. Then your price range it's next gen, so it has the 2 separate living areas.
Providing value. She's nodding. Joseph's a pro. I don't need to do anything. Okay, switch. Switch. Now the other person is walking down the stairs, and you say, so.
Okay, so what did you say?
Karen with the K. 6 listings in the last month since taking the class.
2,500 square feet. This is right around 2,000, right?
Yeah. Okay. So you're looking around. Okay. And are your kids in the Hemet School District?
They're not. We're looking to put them here.
You're in the Hemet School District?
Yes.
Are you currently renting them?
After the weekend.
Are you currently renting? And then he says, no, we own our home. It's affirming. It doesn't feel uncomfortable for somebody to, when you say, do you need to sell your house in order to buy? Then people, if you lead with that, people are like, this is my house, man. Don't talk to me about my house. You will never get an email like that. You'll never get any information like that. So what you do is you say, do you need to, geez, I even forgot my own script. Karen with a K, knocking it out the park.
And then this is another.
Are you currently renting?
2,500 square feet, 4 bedrooms, under $400,000, and this does have a pool.
Oh, very nice.
Okay. So are you available to see these today after my open
I
house?
can't. I came by myself.
So one piece of advice is I love that you're scheduling an appointment for 4 o'clock, Knuckles. Fantastic. And then what we want to do is, whenever possible, hey guys, whenever possible, we want to get in, and not everyone has taken the 3 breakdowns of a deal and knows this about scripting. Earballs? Earballs! Hey, so what we want to do is we want to always offer people 2 options whenever we can. So if you can say to them, hey, are you guys... Let me rework this in my head to give you the perfect closing script. Hey, I actually have 3 listings that fit that criteria. 2 of them that we could go see today because we never shut down an open house. At the open house, or you're going to get a reputation for it, right? And then you say, we could go see these today at 4 o'clock after the open house, or I could go show them to you tomorrow morning at 8:30. Which one of those works better for you? Right? Which one of them works better for you? And then if they say, well, I know in a seller's market, we don't know how much longer these are going to be available. And I totally understand that you guys are busy. But what typically works better for you guys, weekends or weekdays? Right? Offer 2, narrow it down, set the appointment. Cool? Want to jump right into that, Karen with a K? Hard closer. Here we go.
All right. So I have these 3 homes available.
Okay.
If we were to go see them, what would work best for you? Would it be today at 4 or tomorrow at 8?
Tomorrow at 8.
Okay, tomorrow at 8. And will your wife be available with us?
Yeah, we'll bring the wife and the kids.
Okay, so
Wife and the kids, finding out who is in the family, finding out the compelling reason. Women make the decisions in real estate.
Here's the first house that's available. 3-bedroom, single story like you wanted. It doesn't have a pool. It does have a little bit of a backyard to it. That one's available.
Knowing the market, providing value is fantastic. Being able to study your inventory the day before and saying, this one has a pool, this one doesn't have a pool, this one has a little bit more yard. That way people see the value in working with an agent and don't just think that Zillow's the way to go, but find out that there are people out there that actually understand their inventory, right? That are providing value. And that's where real estate agents will never be replaced by Uber. You heard me? And you can see right now just how cracked my screen is. I'm really going to have to figure out a better way to do this. Okay. All right, guys. Switch! Who's the agent now?
No, we just switched.
You're the agent. All right. Hey, so was it was Marine Corps or Army?
No, the Marine Corps.
I'm sorry, brother. I would never do that to you again. I promise.
Right.
Look at this thing. Look at this thing. That's a freaking Marine right there. You want to see a Marine freaking clothes? Here we go. Let's rock and roll. Can I put you on camera? 0369, platoon sergeant in the Marine Corps. All right. Ready?
So I'm closing again?
You're closing. You ready? All right. So what'd you think? Let's do it.
All right. So what'd you think?
This takes courage.
And it backs to like a main road to be honest, it's still out.
Okay, so you're looking for a little bit bigger yard, and you don't want to be near all this noise level on this major road?
Well, not right on.
Repeat people's values back to them.
What else did you think about the house? Is this a decent house? Did it have the features that you're interested in? Is the number of bedrooms?
Like the loft is nice.
Work from home, getting people talking is so important because you find out what is important to them. Guys, feel free to jump in. Feel free to walk around and learn something if you want. We're just doing role playing for open houses, and so we're working through our scripts. And if you guys want to walk in and do some role playing, that'd be fantastic. In fact, let's just do this. Hey guys, everybody, we're gonna mix it up. So all of my B's shift one partner to a right, and whoever is the B here, who's the Bravo. So we're gonna shift you down over here, and you're gonna work down at the end. Cool? Mixing it up, making things uncomfortable. If you are uncomfortable, you have an opportunity for growth. If you are just going and working out with all of your friends that are also comfortable being uncomfortable, you will never see growth. If you are just open house role playing with your team every week and no one is there to make you uncomfortable, you will never grow. Let's go check in with some more people.
One story?
Yeah, one story.
Hey, well, it doesn't. Okay, so let's go. A's, you're walking down the stairs. B's. Oh wait, who just went? Who wants to go? A's or B's? Who wants it? A's or B's? B's. Hey, all right. B's want to make money. Bravos. Bravos are agents. Alphas are walking down the stairs, and they say. B's want to get paid right now. Tell you what.
Something you were interested in?
Give a little more time.
Okay.
Because it takes like 10 minutes to
Give people a little bit more time to get through the script. We do not have to sprint back into this. Normally in the 3 breakdowns of a deal, what we like to do is we like to go through, we like to encourage people to role play. Preferably, we like to do it for 4 hours, which allows about 40, 45 minutes of role play in the middle, but not everybody has that kind of time. So it is an important thing. It took Karen with a K from 1 listing in a year to taking 6 listings in a month. It's the real deal. So we're going to give people a little bit more time. I'm going to shut up, and I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to hear some people role playing. Let's go with some veterans. Navy meet Marine Corps.
So the 2-story
move-in ready, everything. I have a couple of listings already that are even within this neighborhood that you can compare to. So if you really like this one, and you're kind of contemplating an offer, but you don't want to commit until you see the other ones. Here's a few other ones that are. I mean, this one's like 450 as well.
Okay.
4 bedrooms, 2-story. This one actually has a pool.
Okay.
So this one has a pool. This one's 425. Move-in ready. Open concept. Doesn't have a pool. A little bit smaller backyard.
I could circumnavigate a broken screen. Goodness gracious. I'll do better next time, guys.
So yeah, so these 3 we can see after the open house. Would you like to set that up?
Well, you know what? We can't go after the open house because we had dinner plans, but you know, we would like to see those.
Sure. So 8:30 tomorrow morning, would that work?
You know what? Do you have another time that we? Because it's like 8:30.
Monday morning.
Hey, Zach, I'm going to answer some questions live on Facebook. Do you mind running the switches because you're involved in it?
That's fine.
Okay. All right. So when you have a fantastic partner, an important thing to do is to consider delegation. And when you delegate, you are freed up to do more things for more people. And what we are going to do is we're going to take a minute, and I'm going to stare at you guys through the broken screen here, and we're going to see what we could do about getting the best picture quality possible. Remember, perfectionism leads to procrastination, which leads to paralysis. So we're not waiting for the perfect opportunity to educate agents. We're just going to go ahead and rock and roll. So I'm going to go ahead and go through all of these. I'm going to answer all of these questions live so that the people at home also get value. This is something that we're going to do every Tuesday. We're going to be educating our agent community. All right, here we go. All right. Good morning, Jennifer, Samantha, Mike, Florentina, Jonathan, Lindsay, Bob, Jamie, Roxanne, Autumn, Soka, my mom, Andrew, Bjorkman, Christopher, Rocky. I could keep going, but I'm not getting to all the questions. Okay, here we go. A lot of people watching. All right. Serpa, good stuff, brother. Thank you so much, Andrew. Hoorah, Devil Dog. Oscar Tortola, team lead up there with Keller Williams. Let's see, Jesse Zagorski. Joseph Onell's in the class. Miss Cookie, good morning. I'm so happy with this. This is live. You got it, Miss Cookie. I will be talking to you at 11 o'clock out there in Vegas. Artie, thank you, cousin. I would love to know, is it the same for women regarding hugs and shoulder grabs? Thank you for asking that question, Jennifer. Thank you. No, it is not the same. In fact, body language for women is entirely different than body language for men, because body language for women has to be more about bossing up. And for men, actually, it's 2 entirely different things as well. It depends on your size, quite honestly. So a big guy like me, having a woman walk in, I have to appear smaller. I have to appear less threatening. Whereas a woman has to appear more confident and more threatening in some ways. I know that sounds weird, but you also have to understand who you're appealing to, because women are making the decisions when it comes to real estate. So if you get an opportunity, so what you need to do is, actually Jennifer is a really perfect person to study when it comes to body language naturally with women. And I put that in my book, The Machine Gunner's Guide to Real Estate. A lot of it is about your feet work, which is, like this, or like that, or like this, or like that. And I know that sounds really bizarre, but if you are a dancer, or if you know a thing or two about ballet, that might help. Martial arts as well. Power poses, knowing where your feet are, where you feel stable, and then appearing calm and comfortable in your body. Another thing that is good for women is holding your arms like this. And it is also okay for women occasionally to cross your arms, okay? But for the most part, if you have a binder right here and you have a pen right here, it really helps people with body language. That's for women. For smaller men, you need to appear a little bit more powerful, so it's okay for you to do things like this. It is okay for you to take a little bit more of the center of a room, whereas men that are bigger are going to appear more threatening. So it's okay for you to lean up against the wall. It's okay for you to stand on one foot specifically. So it helps people to feel more comfortable with you. Okay? So Jennifer, I hope that helped. Morning, Estella. one of my favorite people. Florentina, Jennifer, I've never done the hug, but the shoulder. So don't lead with the hug. That was like one of those things that like you really have to read a situation. If every realtor in Temecula starts, or throughout the country, all of a sudden starts hugging their clients or potential clients, we're going to end up with some really weird clients. So just be you. Just be you, honest to God. That when I recorded on HGTV, I went to hug some people that I had never met before, and the director says to me, "You would never do that. You would never hug somebody you'd never met before." I said, "I've never met these people before." I would, and we're live on camera. Okay, so be you, no matter what. If it's not you to hug somebody, don't do it. Earballs, absolutely. I say it to my kids all the time. Eyeballs isn't enough. Okay. Lots of people here. Yes, knowing the inventory is key. I always study the inventory the night before when I'm printing off the listings. And then what I do is, because you don't want to just waste a bunch of, and look, I'm old school. I like to have paper printed out. I am a serial killer of trees. It just is who I am. I'm so sorry, hippies. I do my best with the natural deodorant and all of that different stuff. But hey, I'm a serial killer of trees, so I like to print off paper, and because paper is something that is tangible, that people trust, that they can hold in their hand. People still, regardless, do not trust technology, okay? So it also gives you something to so Troy, that's actually my mom is calling me Good Morning Handsome. That's not just Troy. Open houses, do you focus on a zip code? Mike, fantastic question. Consistency is king for open houses geographically, because what happens is you farm a specific area consistently again and again and again and again, and what happens is people see you regularly in the same area. And I talk about this a lot more in my book, How to Choose a Farm, How to Hold an Open House, The Machine Gunner's Guide to Real Estate. I'm about 3/4 of the way in. You become unpublishable as a new author at 75,000 words. I'm already over 80,000 words. I never want to write another real estate book again. I find it very tedious. I might end up writing another real estate book again. I don't want this to be one of those weird things, but the thing is I want it to be the only real estate book that you will ever need, quite honestly. So I'm going to explain a lot of that stuff. So not just a zip code, a neighborhood where you can consistently run your signs to the same corner every time. Good morning, Justin Waller, another past client of mine. Worked with him several times. All right. Any other questions, let me know. We're going to go back in and we're going to go talk to some people so that you guys can continue to see how other people are doing this other than just me.
For the bedroom, kitchen,
what are you looking? How many bedrooms are you looking for? Are you downsizing? Do you like the Temecula area? And then, what's your price range? And then I'm going to show you. I already have listings printed out that I would show you.
Someone came in throughout the. I'm sorry. What was your name, Miss?
Liliana. Hi.
Liliana?
Yeah, Liliana. Nice to meet you. Liliana.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
2 L's.
Like
All right.
Lily.
Liliana.
Yeah.
Very nice to meet you. I appreciate you coming in. You're always welcome here. We're going to be here every Tuesday, hopefully.
Thank you. I'm
Thank you for
brand
teaching
new.
her.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, I'm a brand new agent.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you're here in the beginning of January. You're not waiting for the end of it. I appreciate you teaching her.
Yeah.
We're going to keep jumping in with some people that started here. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Actually, you know what? Maybe we'll just stick around. That's pretty cool.
I'm going to have a packet full of already open houses, and I'm going to show you the ones that I have that meet your criteria. So basically, I'm going to set an appointment with you. I'm either going to take you to see this house after this open house, or I'm going to take you the following morning.
Oh, perfect.
So that's kind of it. That's like the gist of it. Okay, so ready? How'd you like the house?
I like the house. I really like the house, but I just want to downsize.
For downsizing?
Yeah, right now we have a 3 houses for this country.
Okay.
My son, we will just $100 and we have
So you're downsizing.
But I definitely want a house in Temecula.
Okay.
I'm familiar with the area, and
Okay, perfect. And so how many bedrooms are you looking for?
3 bedrooms.
Okay.
3 bathrooms.
Okay, perfect. And are you familiar with, is there a certain community that you're looking to stay in, you know, we have Red Hawk, we have Harvested. Okay. Oh, yeah.
And I was trying to get a community again.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, I think that's what I.
Okay. Okay. Do you have any pets?
Oh no, I don't have any pets.
Okay, so do you care for a bigger yard, or
She's good. Good hire, Onello.
you like some yard?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so let me tell you this. So there are quite a few open houses in the area, and I do have two right now that I can show you. I'm so sorry. What is the price range that you're looking in?
We're looking around 500,000.
500,000. Okay, perfect. That helps a little. So I actually have three now that I can show you. This one is actually $475. There's an extra bedroom, so maybe for like a guest room or something, you can even do more. Perfect. Okay, great. So this one is actually 3,000 square feet. It's in the Red Hawk community, and there's like tons of communities that I can, there's tons of amenities that I can actually show you. Are you? Okay, perfect. Oh my gosh, you're making my job easy. Okay, so there's that, right? And then I also have another one in Harveston. Okay, and I'm sure you know that area, right? Okay, so this one's actually right at your price range. It is 4 bedrooms again, but hey, you do get a little bit of the smaller yard because you know how the Harveston ones are. Okay, perfect. And then
We decided to buy a house in Rio Ranch.
okay. Oh, did you? Oh my God. Yeah.
Same, community.
Okay, perfect. Okay, great. And then I also do have one in Paseo del Sol. That one is 3 bedrooms. It is $420, and this one is a little bit smaller. It's 2,500.
So I'm going to encourage you to do one
Okay.
thing, and and you are awesome.
Oh,
Two
yeah.
times.
Thank
Two
you.
times.
Yeah.
That was so good.
you.
Okay, so what we do is, and have you taken a disc test?
Yeah.
Are you an eye?
Yeah.
I guess it. So the thing is with eyes is we love to talk. And we love the element of providing value, right? So that's what you're doing so good. Like honestly, trust your instincts. They are very good, but don't forget to close. Because what happens is people get tired of talking and then they get busy and we forget that what they really want to do is they want to move on with their life. They don't want to hang out with us all day. But I would say after you did the 2 or even just the 1, jump into what's a good email for me to send you. Repeating back to her everything that you've been doing because she's giving you so much information because what could happen at any given time right now? More traffic. You could have an inverse of people. Sometimes you have no one and then you get a bunch of people. So it's important to get the information, and then hang out with it. Then do the eye thing where you're like, and that's a disc thing where you got the information, you got the email, and now you can close your book up and you can relax and hang out and keep talking about everything. Okay? Cool. You're amazing.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so really important because we get so caught up in providing value as I personalities, and I'm a high D. We want to give people an opportunity to understand just how amazing we are and just how much we understand our inventory and just how much we value them. But we lose out on opportunities because what happens is you might end up talking to somebody for 20 minutes as 3, 4, 5 different buyers walk through, and then she gets tired of talking to you and wants to walk out the door. And then you didn't get the information, but you had a great conversation, right? So that's one of the things that eyes are really great at, having really great conversations, but not necessarily closing. Her, on the other hand, she just needs one piece of feedback, and she absolutely 100%. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know too much about her, but I wouldn't be surprised if she's already very successful. Okay, did you guys want to wrap it up here in about a minute, and then find a seat and we'll brainstorm? Okay. So it's important. As a Marine, one of the big things that I really find important is after action reports, finding out what happened, why it happened, how to prevent the negative things that happened from happening again. And it's also important in a marriage. It's also important in a friendship. When you apologize or whatever, hey, this is what happened. This is how I failed. This is how, these are the steps that we will take so that we don't have it happen again. Everything is connected. It's about more than real estate. And what you need to understand is all of this stuff that we are teaching is applicable in every other place in your life. So guys, do you guys want to take a quick break? So let's do this. It's 10:05. Unless everybody's ready to rock and roll. You guys ready to rock and roll? Okay. Okay. After action reports, improving scripts. I learned so much from talking to other team leads, from talking to other buyer's agents, and finding out the holes in the scripts. So guys, if you guys can bring it in, let's try to do the best that we can to try to have like a brainstorming session, like a mastermind. What I would really love to do is just get all the chairs in the middle here and then talk about what we learned, what we tried before, what doesn't work, what did work, etc. What you guys have questions about, and then what we'll do is we'll just set this up here to just sort of be here with us. I think everybody went potty or something. Okay. All right. What's up, Marine? Okay. All right, bring it in, guys. Bring it in. Is Onello coming back?
I'm sure.
Yes,
Okay, cool.
And Liz? Is Liz coming back?
Okay. So we have time right now. It's 10:06. Technically, you know, we have this space till 11 o'clock. And I want to make the best of it. So I don't want to just duck out because we got a lot done. Okay, let's see here. I feel like that audio will pick up. Okay. What worked? Oh, that's a great question. This is going to be like one of those weird live videos where like nobody starts running out at first. And then we all start
moving all the furniture.
and sprinting for the doors. All right. Okay.
What works is being conversational
Yes.
until the end. And then
Yes.
you just got to remember everything that you said.
That's right. And then we're just repeating back. Okay, what else? What else worked?
Keeping the script in order. Just
Yes.
the same way every time.
Yeah? Like McDonald's, right?
Yeah.
Asking them if they're renting.
Yes.
Yeah.
It feels so much better, right?
Right.
Okay. So something like that, why do you think that works?
Unoffensive.
That's right. Yeah. It's not offensive. There's nothing offensive about asking somebody if they're renting. There's something that hurts a little bit, asking somebody if they have a house that they need to sell if they've lost their house. Right? Okay. What else? What are some observations? What was difficult? What are your questions?
One thing that I haven't been doing enough of is having a list of homes
Yeah.
to show them
Sure.
that I could. So I have been proactive on that so that I could go and take them that day.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
otherwise I would be at the open house doing that, figuring all that out.
Yeah. It's that sort of like realization,
Right.
that self-realization that creates success. Like finding out where your breakdown is, right? So the breakdown is, well, geez, if I have a list of homes, there's no reason why they wouldn't work with me, right?
Well, and you look different than the average agent who isn't doing that,
That's right.
including me.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you for being willing to change something about
Yeah.
the way that you're doing business to try to and really at the end of the day, guys, this is all just one big mastermind. It's one big beta test. It's one, like, these are not the perfect scripts. These scripts always have room for improvement. They always have room to get better. What is something that I'm not doing in this script that you guys are doing out there in the world that's working for you guys? Onello? And by the way, you miss, what is your name?
Me?
Yeah.
Jenna?
Jenna? Damn! Holy smokes! Is she on your team?
No.
Oh, okay. So I misspoke on the video. You're solo?
No, I'm on Dan Summers' team.
Dan Summers' team. Dan, good hire! Okay, hey, holy smokes. So you have extraordinarily good instincts,
Oh, thank you.
right? What was my input for you?
That I'm talking a little too much, right? I'm
Yes.
not cutting to the chase. I need to get back to the close.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what is your personality type? I. Okay, so D's and I's have different personality types, so they have to remember different things. They have different issues in the breakdown. And if you want to join us, you're welcome to join us.
Just taking attendance.
Okay. Okay. So I's, their problem is that they don't typically want to close. They get so caught up in providing value that they forget. Sometimes they'll talk to one person for 20 minutes as 6 different people walk through the open house, 6 different groups. There won't be anyone for 3 hours, but then one person will take up 20 minutes and they'll lose 6 people. So in that situation, you have to triage, right? Anybody know what triage means? Anybody not know? What is a triage?
Assess the situation.
Assess the situation, assess it quickly, find out what you need to do, find out who you need to talk to, because you can't save everybody. That's one of the biggest lessons of war. You can't save everybody. It's the same thing with an open house. If somebody wants to be stubborn, they're not interested in what you have to say, let them go. Let them go. You don't need them. You don't need them. They're probably going to be a pain in the butt anyway. Am I right? The best clients on planet Earth see the value in you early, right?
Yep.
This is a past client of mine right here.
Yep.
They see the value in you early. They defer to you. They want to be involved. They want to be informed, but they don't want to micromanage you. So remember, everybody says that they don't want to. What is it with the sales thing? Until they meet a salesman.
Well, everybody's just looking until they meet a salesperson.
That's right. Everybody's just looking until there's a reason they walked into your open house, and it's not because they just want to take a look at accent walls, right? Okay. What else? What else are you guys doing out there in the open house world that's working? Get the information, write it down, and then one of my favorite things to do, because I have a very high I. I have a 99D, whatever the max is D, and then my I is 87, and then my S is up there, and my C is basically non-existent. I think I have like a 1. I'm the least organized person on planet Earth. But then you hire for your deficiencies. So what you do is you get the information, you write it down, and then I like to hang out with people until somebody else comes in. Because what are you doing? You're knocking it out the park. You are building rapport. You're just hanging out with people. You're just hanging out. And then what happens when somebody walks into your open house? They see that other people are talking to you and that people want to talk to you and that you are now working with them. And then one of my favorite things to do is I'm like, hey, I'll be with you guys in just a minute. Feel free to come in and take a look around. Because it doesn't feel like I'm going to get all over them, right? But I am. I'm just kidding. You hand them the flyer. Hey, I'll be with you guys in just a minute. Thank you guys so much for coming in. Right? You acknowledge them. You set up the expectation. And now you get an opportunity to wrap things up in a nice way with your clients. You say, hey guys, and they're going, oh, I totally understand. Oh, I totally understand. Because now you're like, oh, I gotta work. I'm so sorry, I wish I could hang out with you guys all day. Right? Okay. Hey, I'm so sorry guys. I'm gonna send you guys these things. Wrap it up, close it, move on, have other conversations. Who was gonna offer input? Was it Karen?
I was saying, you said what's something that you're doing. I oftentimes have a lender there with me.
Yes.
Because this way, I don't have to worry about them either going to get pre-approved, or if they are pre-approved, perhaps my lender can offer them something better.
I love it. Fantastic. Men don't do it. Okay? I know that sounds kind of intense, but for women, having a lender there with you kind of gives you that strength and support, that strength in numbers, especially sometimes when you're in an area that isn't too savory, or if you're in an area that's super savory and there's so many people that you can't handle the business. Men do not work open houses with lenders. Why?
Does it make you look weak?
Why?
Well, it's a lot of, I don't know. I mean, it's just too much. It's too much for them.
That's right.
It's like
That's right. As a
too
man,
much power.
especially if you are working with a male lender, which we have a very male-dominant area as far as lenders go, you are immediately, because who's probably going to walk into your open house? Is it going to be a man or a woman? A woman, right? You immediately outnumber her 2-to-1 with another man. It is an uncomfortable situation. It doesn't matter how cool you are or how pink your shirt is. She doesn't want to hang out with you. Okay? The other thing is it is another energy to consider that is going to get in the way of your closing script. You always want your people that come in to have the illusion of control. Okay? Impossible to do with 2 men. Impossible. Super uncomfortable. What's up, brother? Got this big, fancy, empty seat up here for you. Come into the circle. It's so warm in here.
Question, you were talking about, touching the shoulder. Do you do that with women?
So I almost never touch anyone. So this is one of those things that really blew up on Facebook. Everyone's like, when do you hug? Do you always hug? Women, do you hug? Okay, I could count on one hand how many times I've actually hugged somebody at an open house. But when I have done it, it has absolutely been fantastic, because the thing is My mind's going a million miles an hour. I understand people at a rate that most people do not understand. That is my genius. I lack in other ways. I am just about completely R-bombed when it comes to money. I know how to make people money. I know how to make myself money. I don't understand money. I just understand how to make it. You know what I mean? I don't like numbers more than I have to. So I surround myself with people that are more organized than I am. Zach loves like sales management. I do not like sales management. I like teaching people the scripts and then popping off, and then popping in, and then popping off, right? So you have to find the people that are going to accommodate the areas that you like. Other questions? Other input?
I think it felt more natural to ask for contact info instead of trying to get it as soon as I walked in the door, because that's how I was taught how to do it.
Yeah.
And when I worked the open house and you're sitting there holding people accountable, like, hey, sign this because of security reasons.
Yeah.
But it was actually more natural to just wait until the end.
Yes.
And then just have that natural conversation where it actually flowed well and it was okay to ask for that information.
Yeah. So the thing is what we do too often is we want to take everyone's information, and we forget that our job is to provide value. And when you go into Starbucks, does somebody ask you for your freaking email? No, they don't. But if you're going to buy something like a house, should you have it? Abso-freaking-lutely. So the thing is, you establish the value, you find the compelling reason, you hang out for a minute, and then you get their information. Somebody doesn't want to work with you. Somebody doesn't care how much you know until they know how much you care, right? The best way to tell somebody that you care is to repeat their values back to them. You know what I mean? Other observations on the scripting, anything that you guys are doing. Karen, like I said, you had a lot of really great input last time. You blew up. You ended up implementing things in your business. You've implemented things in your business. You have as well. What else, guys? How can I
highly recommend everything that people tell you, write it down. If they tell you that, I really can't look during the week because I work from 9 to 5, write it down. Write down that they work 9 to 5. If they tell you they have 3 kids, write it down. Whatever they tell you, the moment that they walk out the door, scribble everything. Write it all, as much as you can remember about those people.
That's right.
Because if you don't, you're going to go into your CRM and you're going to type in Joe Bob looking for 3-bedroom house, active MLS drip, blah, 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 and that's it. And then when you go to call that person, all the rapport that you built with them, because now you've had 20 other people that you put in your CRM, you've forgotten everything about that person, and you have to start from square one with rapport building. Versus being able to call them and say, hey, Bob, I know that you said that you work from 9 to 5. I have a house that I can show you at 6:15 today that fits exactly what you're looking for. Oh, Zach, actually, today's Wednesday. Man, my kid has karate today. Kid has karate on Wednesdays. Okay, and that way you don't have to start from square one on rapport building. Write it all down. I am so guilty of this, of not writing everything down. I don't put it in the CRM, and then I'm frantically trying to find whatever notepad I had at that open house to remember everything about it.
You know what's actually really fantastic, and I love that you brought that up, Zach, because so what I have here, nope, that's not the right notepad. Now I have a bunch of notepads, and everybody always thinks I'm crazy because of my notepads, and there's a lot of noise and a lot of trash that gets talked about how crazy I am with my notepads. But the thing is at the end of the day, this is what works. Yep. Well, I got my red notepad for Keller Williams. Okay. All right. Let's just put this here for a minute. Okay, so this is a new notepad that I started, and I started this yesterday. And when I got to work, I didn't have a notepad, right? And if you guys watched my 4-hour workday on Facebook, you saw that I walked around and I had to get a notepad. And then what I did was I wrote down all of the information as I was going, because I did not yet have this, which is the real list that I wanted, which is all the Keller Williams offices in California, right? And eventually in the country, because I'm calling everybody. And when I talk to people, what am I doing? I'm trying to actually get the person that I need to talk to on the phone. Now understand, busy people don't typically answer their phones. There's a big mistake that people make in that they don't leave voicemails. I think leaving personalized voicemails, sending people video text, sending people video messages that are personalized for them is the way of communication of the future is video. But phone will never be replaced by text messages. So when I talk to people, I talk to the office in El Dorado Hills. Now, I'm from Placerville, so immediately I'm looking into building rapport. I say, oh, you know what? I actually went to Union Mine High School and El Dorado High School. And Vicky tells me, I went to Ponderosa High School. So, and Vicky was not the team lead. Vicky was the person that was working the front desk. But do you know what? I talked to Vicky for a minute. I don't think I got a chance to talk to Jackie yesterday. But what I did was, when I talked to Jackie, I'll say, hey, I was talking to Vicky. I know that she went to Ponderosa High School. I went to Union Mine and El Dorado High School, right? You're building rapport. You take down the notes and you move on. And then you just do this all the way through. And then I look people up on Facebook. Why not? Find out more information about people. I found out that one of the people that I want to talk to down in El Cajon is a naval veteran. She's a female naval veteran. And I was like, that's really cool. I want to work with her. So you write these things down. Already expanding. So I found out if they had other expansion teams in the office. If the expansion teams were successful. Who is running those expansion teams? Can I talk to that person? You know what I mean? What is one piece of advice that you can give me as somebody that wants to run expansion teams so that I can offer value to your office? Right? Because everyone else, they get so caught up in what they want that they forget to offer value to other people. Win, win, or no deal. I love that is right there on that wall. It is rule number one. It is a way that I live my life. Mike Bjorkman told me that sentence very early in my career. How to win friends and influence people. Just flip and read it. It's another great red book. Okay? So when you're finding these things out, you're getting information. I had a great conversation with Kevin Wong. And I wrote down his information. I wrote down the person's information I talked to at the front desk. And you do this every single time. I ended up finding out that one of the people that is running an expansion team, I'm already really good friends with on Facebook. And then I had a really good conversation with the ML in Burbank. I wrote that down. I wrote down what we talked about. I wrote down when we talked about it. I wrote down who I talked to at the front desk. And when you write this stuff down, and you know what else I did? If the person wasn't there in the office, I just asked for a cell phone. And then if I called their voicemail and it said, for emergency purposes, here's my cell phone number, I did not call their cell phone. Because if you start being too presumptive, people are going to want you out in a freaking hurry, right? Okay, so don't be too presumptive, but never be afraid to ask. Okay, what else?
What other value do you offer?
Yeah.
Other than the list of homes, schools, and like, is there anything kind of like track record stuff?
Sure.
Anything else that you have?
You know what's interesting? And so, great question, brother. And I appreciate you throwing one out there so that people get comfortable asking questions. So, do I provide value at open house, and do I tell people more other than just what's going on in the neighborhood? I always tell people buyers, agents happen. They just happen. If you work hard, you will close a lot of buyers deals because you are making yourself available to people and then providing value. People don't care, as a buyer's agent, anything about you, typically. They just don't care. They want to know that you're going to be there to represent them and provide them value because they already think that all agents stink, there's no value, I'm going to do 90% of the work myself. So until you're there to shatter the illusion for them in person, it doesn't matter. So that's why I always hand people 3 flyers, right? Here's information about the house. Yes, it has the price on it. Yes, it has the square footage on it. Yes, it has all the information on it that you actually want when you walk into an open house. 2, I give them a flyer about myself or my team. Meet your agent, meet your team. This is what we are, this is what we stand for. If you don't have a history in real estate, sell your history elsewhere. If you came from the Marine Corps, put Marine all over everything. If you came from the Air Force, and you're in an Air Force area, or you're not in an area where you're just surrounded by a bunch of Marines, put Air Force. Otherwise, just put Veteran. I'm just playing, brother. And then the third flyer is stuff that they can see now, right? Other open houses that are available that you have a relationship with that other agent, where you can say, hey, I'm sending Juan over to you. Juan and his family, they're a group of 5 people, and I already have their information, so don't worry about it, right? You develop relationships with other agents where you can have that kind of a relationship where you're not trying to poach each other, even if you're not on a team. You have group accountability and group systems.
So you don't have a BRE at that point.
What do you mean?
You don't have they're not exclusively represented by you, but you're sending them to an open house.
Yes.
So.
Yes. So typically the way that I like to do this is I like to run this with a team, with my team, right? Because why would an agent on a team try to screw over another agent on their team?
No, exactly.
Right? We genuinely look out for each other. And if we say, hey, I'm sending these people over to your open house, I was unable to get their information. Can you get it for me? we'll try to get the person's information and then pass them back to where they started, because we realize that they never would have walked into that open house unless we had that relationship. Now the thing is will I send somebody to another open house with an agent that I've established a relationship without a BRA? Absolutely. Because what's going to happen? If that agent works me over, if that agent freaking decides to try to get heinous with me, I'm never going to do it again. You have to, in this relationship, learn how to trust people. We are independent contractors. You cannot do this alone. You have to village up. You have to tribe up. You have to look out for one another. If you can't look out for one another and you can't find people that are willing to look out for you, you're in the wrong room. Right? So that being said, I have never had a client sign a buyer's representation agreement. I have been burned. I got burned 3 times in my first year by not getting people to sign a buyer's representation agreement. 2 were Marines. 1 was very pro-military. Yes, Marines will screw you over. Period. Right? Just because you're homies doesn't mean that they're freaking going to hang out with you forever. You know what I mean? They will hang out with you forever and then have their brother write up the offer that lives 4 hours away that never showed them a listing because they're going to save some money on closing costs, they think. And then when their offer doesn't get accepted and then they call you back later, or if their offer does get accepted, I have somebody who did this recently. And he's been talking to me for the last 3 years since it happened. We should have freaking went with you. I'm so sorry. He's referred me so much business. So anyway, provide value. I'm gonna stop getting so long-winded. What's up?
Question real quick. In regards to the flyers, do you find better results from using black and white or color flyers, like when you're showing?
Okay, so what do you get free here every month?
Black and white.
Black and white. How many black and white flyers do you get every month?
500.
500. Do what's free for right now. Color is better, of course. You know what I mean? I never skimped on color flyers because I love color. I think that color is just like, it's so much more vibrant. But that being said, if you can only do 1 color flyer, but the other 2 are black and white, put the color flyer, which is the house flyer, on top, and then do the meet your agent flyer and the other open house flyer in black and white and put it on the bottom. That way you're handing them something shiny on the top. That would be my preference. Do you have your phone recording and then having it in your pocket? Like with I was like, that's so clever. Okay.
On that though, don't take a color flyer and make it black and white. If you're going to have a black and white flyer, design a black and white flyer. Because how many flyers have you seen where people take a color one and they print it and it looks like garbage? Hand them garbage, they're going to think it's garbage. Design a black and white flyer that looks good if you only want to use black and white.
And then Xerox it a bunch of times and reprint it, and then like
make sure it's sideways.
Anything else, guys?
Well, I was just saying that there are lenders that will, print your flyers for you.
Yeah, there will be relationships like that you can establish and things like that, like eventually. But the thing is what we want to do is we always want to lead with value, even with lenders. When I first started working with, the #1 lender in this area, he and I, because a lot of times what you'll do is you'll have co-marketing dollars, right? And he said, okay, well, this is the co-marketing dollars that I'm willing to start with. And everything's legal. You can match a lender's advertising dollars pound for pound, and everything's gravy, right? So he leads with that, and I said, no, what I want to do is I want to work with you for a couple months. I want to provide value and see if this is a relationship that we are going to want to continue nurturing. And if it is, then we'll talk about a shared ad spend. Because what happens? It's power shift. It's a 100% power shift. Now you put people in a situation where instead of them leading with the value of here's some money to share some ad spend, to have some free crap, despise the free lunch. It's one of the 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. It's one of the most important books that I've ever read. It is disgusting, and it will absolutely make you feel like you have to take a shower afterwards. 48 Laws of Power, effing read it or get hired by somebody who has read it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to recruit you. I am absolutely here to recruit you. I want you to freaking work on the Serpa team. But that being said, read the 48 Laws of Power, despise the free lunch. Anytime that somebody wants to give you something that you haven't earned, don't accept it, right? Because what happens when you take something that you don't earn? This is what happens anytime that you provide somebody 30 leads a month or 40 leads a month or whatever, and they don't earn it. They take it, and even with a full hand, they reach out with the other hand, and they resent you for not filling it. You get what I'm saying? So you have to understand yourself psychologically and understand that skin in the game is an important thing. Don't walk around thinking that you're going to squeeze all your affiliates. Don't walk around thinking, because that's never something that I did. I never walked around squeezing affiliates. I always tried to provide shared value so that we can increase our relationship together. So don't walk in and say, what can you do for me? 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 Walk in and say, this is what I'm going to do for you. I would love it if some of this eventually was reciprocated when you understand the value that I have to give you.
There's an entire chapter in How to Win Friends and Influence People about that, about walking in the door to somebody's office, and if you say, well, how can you help me? Versus, what do you need help with?
That's right.
And it's amazing the difference that you'll see in people just by changing the way that you ask them for something.
For sure. For sheezy. We don't have to drag this out to 11. If you, I also don't want to continue to hold people in here that want to go spend time prospecting. If anybody wants to wrap up and leave at this time, you're more than welcome to do so. If anybody wants to stick around for a minute, I have until 11 o'clock, so I have another 30 minutes. I'm happy to stick around and hang out with you guys. Okay? You want to kill that live video?